I don't know what this movement's relationship is, but I certainly believe that we do need strong state action and strong state intervention. But at the same time, I think that the kinds of action that we want from the state can systematically devolve power to the community level and decentralize it. I mean, that's what's exciting about all of these examples, economic localization, community-based renewable energy, cooperatives. What they share in common is that they decentralize and devolve power. And I mean, by their very nature, I mean, renewable energy, if you compare it with fossil fuels, you know, it's everywhere. That's the point. That's why it is less profitable, because anybody can put a solar panel on their roof and have energy. And that's why there's such momentum against it from corporate America, because they want huge centralized solutions because they're way more profitable, which isn't to say that you can't make a profit. You just can't make a stupid profit. You just can't. And so I think, you know, if we look at what there's so much outrage over, it is that concentration of power, that vertical power. And so, yeah, I do think the solutions have to disperse power, but that we won't get there without very strong intervention, national, international, local. And, you know, what I argue in the piece, as you know, is that I think that the reason why the right is denying climate change now in record numbers. There are parts of this country where 20% of Republicans don't believe, 20% of Republicans believe climate change is a hoax. Sorry, 80%, 20% believe it's real. So you have this complete split where 70 to 75% of Democrats and independents believe climate change is real, and almost no Republicans believe that it's real. And so why is there this ideological split? If you listen to the climate change deniers, they believe this because they have looked at what science demands. They've looked at the level of emissions cuts that science demands, 80% or more by 2050, and they have said, you can't do that within our current economic model. This is a socialist plot. We would have their entire ideology, which is laissez-faire government, attacks on the public sphere, privatization, cuts to social spending, all of that, none of it can survive actually reckoning with the climate science. Because once you reckon with the climate science, you obviously have to do something. You have to intervene strongly in the economy. You have to invest massively in the public sphere along the lines that I was just talking about, these huge investments in infrastructure. But at the same time, just because you're investing in infrastructure doesn't mean that you can't say that the transit system should be accountable to the people who ride it, right? Because I think that you know, this has been one of the great failures of the left, is not understanding that state power can be just as alienating and just as corrupt as corporate power. And we have to have learned those lessons of the past.
I mean,